taken the responsibility.
NASA shares a picture of a
Russian scientists make
His birth records date back.
The best way to get what you want in life is to deserve what you want. How could it be otherwise? It's not crazy enough so that the world is looking for a lot of undeserving people to reward.
Wait, what? I want to deserve all the things. Am I doing the things so I deserve them? What does that mean? Am I not doing them properly so I don't deserve them? Oh my god, welcome back, goons. Hey, you're watching Explore the Weird. Do I deserve the things or do I not deserve the things? What are the things that I deserve? These are the right questions. Hey, I have more creepy, weird, strange For You page content. Let's get right into it.
Let's go to the mountain.
Let's go talk about robotics, shall we? Let's talk about robots. Well, the time has come. The time has come for robots. Robots have the benefit of being able to interact with the physical world and do things that otherwise digital information cannot. We know very clearly that the world has severe shortage of human laborers, human workers. By the end of this decade, the world is going to be at least 50 million workers short. We'd be more than delighted to pay them each $50,000 to come to work. We're probably going to have to pay robots $50,000 a year to come to work. And so this is going to be a very, very large industry. There are all kinds of robotic systems. Your infrastructure will be robotic. Billions of cameras in warehouses and factories. 10, 20 million factories around the world. Every car is already a robot, as I mentioned earlier, and then now we're building general robots.
Wait, what the hell? The robots are getting paid better than the average American. What the hell? What the hell? The robots are getting paid better than the average household income. What the hell? What the hell? Who's paying these robots? I know the robots aren't getting paid. People are paying for the robots to be installed or deployed. Terminated. Sorry. What the hell? Where do we go from here? Now we're gonna just have robots take over and no more humans. Humans just become like scum of the earth type deal, and now the robots are the new populace that run everything. Like, what are you trying to insinuate here? They got more money than us. What? You gonna fight a robot that has more money than you? You stop it. It's got more money. It's got more rights. That's how it works. The people that have the more money have the...
Then we made it up and said, you throw a coin and make a wish. Because we didn't want to tell you that coins are actually good for water because water takes the mineral properties. Yeah. Sounds like I'm making this up, right? Like, I'm really not.
But it actually does sound like you're making it up. But I do know water has retention properties and can, like, take images and, like, show you them when needed, I guess. When it's like an imprinting on itself of sorts. Like, people do that with water. So now you make a wish, you throw your coin in there. I'm a big fan of wishing wells. I feel like wishing wells, it's a thing. Why else would they be? But does the mineral being removed from the coin have anything to do with the wishing well? Probably not. I also believe wishing wells are good donation scams of sorts. You know, everyone that throws their money in at the end of every year, they go rake in all that money. Imagine how much money has been thrown down that well. Yeah, somebody's taking all that money. You stop it. You think they just let it sit there for decades? No.
My body to be disposed of, bury me. Because you know what? I don't want the energy content of my body to just get radiated out into space, of no use to anybody. Put me in the ground. Let the worms, microbes come in and out of my body. And the energy content of my body that I had assembled over my lifetime, consuming the flora and fauna of this earth, my body then returns to them. And thus is the cycle of life.
Bro, this guy keeps changing every interview. First he wants to be spaghettified in the black hole. Now he just wants the worms to eat his... In the end, when that transcendence happens, it don't matter what happens with the physical form, because the energy, that spiritual being, will still probably exist, and we'll probably still have a Neil even in that transcendence time. So, let's see. For my religion, we burn everything, so...
You guys remember the Fire Nation's capital in the Avatar series that was like built on a volcano? Well, apparently the creators of the show were inspired by this actual Japanese town that's inside a volcano. And if you ever wanted to visit the Northern Water Tribe, go to Harbin in China, because every year they built this city made entirely out of ice. And the Southern Water Tribe's aesthetic was based on real Inuit architecture, which is known for its igloos and the use of like whale bones as building material. For the air temples, they were inspired by Tibetan architecture, like for example this palace, because the goal was to like design a building that perfectly wrapped around a mountain. But the Western air temple, you know, the one that's like upside down, was inspired by monasteries in Bhutan like this one, and I can't even imagine how they built this. Okay, so for the Earth Kingdom, Chinese architecture was the main inspiration, but the palace in Ba Sing Se is fully a copy-paste of the Forbidden City in Beijing. And they also drew inspiration from the Great Wall of China for the city's walls, but they also wanted to convey the idea that the walls of Ba Sing Se aren't only there for protection from invaders. They're actually also used as a way to divide the city into socioeconomic rings, with the poorest citizens living in the outermost ring and the wealthiest at the center.
Yeah, I had a feeling that Avatar: The Last Airbender was literally telling us the history of our times, so this kind of makes sense that they used like real representations to come up with their own storyline. But I feel like I've heard that storyline before, and Zuko was the one that teaches him the firebending. Like, come on, you didn't predict that? I predicted that. Oh boy, I think it's like actually an older story that's just being retold with new names.
Has the Antichrist arrived? Out of Forbes, we have Soviet spacecraft Cosmos 482 location after re-entry baffling watchers. This was a spacecraft sent up 50 years ago that was on a mission to go to Venus. And remember, Venus is the morning star. We live under a firmament. They're not going into outer space. They're trying to break the watchers out of the firmament. So here's the picture of the landing. What does that look like to you guys? As if that's not weird enough, Cosmos 482. 482 in the Hebrew is youth, young man, silence, which is interesting because we went over that story about Thor, who's the equivalent of Satan, having to be silent at the wedding in Norse mythology. This is number 482 in the Greek. Anti-lamb. To help, to support, to take hold of. I am not saying for certain one way or the other, but I do find this very strange. Regardless, God is watching, God has our backs, and he has his eye on his people. We're not supposed to fear prophecy, but we are supposed to keep watch, keep our eyes open on Jesus, but be aware of your surroundings and what's going on.
Okay, first and foremost, regardless of your religious beliefs, I'm not here to change that. I'm not here to push any religious agenda or political agenda onto you either. Just simply reacting to this video. Wow, I did not expect this to turn so religious near the end. When she first started talking, I was like, okay. And then it started going to the religious thing. I'm like, oh my God, here come the goons that get upset. Oh boy, that's all I can think about when I watch these things now. It's like I can't even watch the video for it's the real thing. And I'm just concerned about all the goons that are going to get upset because here's a religious thing.
You guys remember when Kanye said this, then disappeared?
I'm not taking the responsibility as a man. That's why I say the song Closed on Sunday is the hardest record ever made, as hard as the NWA record, because it's talking about protecting your kids from the indoctrination of the media, the thousands and thousands of images that are fed to children by the age of 6 or 7. And within those images, there are images mixed in that we don't know about as parents, that are purposely mixed in to lower the kids' superpower and esteem so that they can be more susceptible to consumption and feel that they need to consume and become a part of the robotic numeric system that controls so much of the media. I just had to say it like it. You can rewind it and then do research what I'm talking about.
100% he was telling the things before he went crazy. But at the same time, have you listened to HH by Kanye? It's I kind of feel the beat, but I understand the message may not be what people want to hear. I'm sorry. Just like the music over the artist, all right? You stop it. Oh boy. But have they replaced him now? Is that why he's all like crazy and even crazier? Because there was a time where he was pretty normal, guys. What happened? I mean, normal for Kanye, like Taylor Swift normal. Like, I'ma let you finish normal. Different civilizations have very different interpretations of what the Northern Lights are and what they mean. So the Sami people in Scandinavia believed that the aurora was sacred, and it wasn't just beautiful, but it was powerful. And they would wear red on their clothing to protect themselves from it. But if the Northern Lights are just like random things in the sky that have no meaning,
Why would they want this protection? And then there's the Inuit, and they always told the children that they could never whistle at the lights because they believed that the aurora would then come down and take them. But here's where it really gets wild. So in Norway and Alaska, people have found carvings that show spirals, portals, even figures walking into curtains of light. So how would people from thousands of years ago even think to draw something like that? Unless they saw something. And it's not just in the Arctic. In Japan, they believe that babies that were conceived under the aurora were born wise. And in Finland, like this commenter said, they saw the lights as sparks from a magical fox running across the sky, and they would call it foxfires. And all of these cultures have different stories, but they can all agree on one thing. The lights are a little more than they might seem. But here's where it gets really weird. So in 2023, scientists saw gravitational glitches, like tiny shifts in the laws of physics, right before the aurora passed over certain areas. And then in places like Alaska and Canada, people have disappeared during these aurora events. And it's only a few people, but it's still pretty strange. Like, it's enough people that we noticed a pattern. And there's another theory that ancient people didn't just watch the lights, but they actually used them. Like, some people believe that the aurora was once a natural portal, like a place where the world was thinner, and shamans and priests would walk through it. And there are actually cave drawings in Northern Europe that reflect this. It shows people like walking into beams of light, and they're just vanishing. You can come over here for the deep dive.
Bro, I feel like they're being incinerated when they go into that light. Are you sure they're going to a different portal and going out to the other side? And I don't know. I ain't feeling, but at the same time, it's really weird. These aurora borealis, these northern lights of sorts. Back when I was little, it was rare that you could see them in the United States, especially as south as Georgia. And, you know, recently we're seeing the aurora borealis, the northern lights, like all the time. Like, hey, here's another peak time. Hey, go outside and you're going to be able to see it. I'm like, yo, what are they doing to these lights so we can see them so much now? Used to only be like a northern thing, but now you can see them everywhere. Not just at Iceland, Alaska, they're everywhere. It just depends. You just got to look outside. Man, imagine they are portals and I can just go through. The last time I saw one, it was like purple and green. It was still in the sky. It wasn't close enough to the earth that I could go through it, but if I had the opportunity, I'd probably send in something else first and make sure it didn't get incinerated, then send myself through it and make sure I can come back too. Maybe do like a poltergeist thing and like tie a thing, rope to it so I can pull it back as well. Was that only in Family Guy or did that happen in the real one too? Did they tie a rope to the... Sorry. Wait. Talking about poltergeist and other crazy weird things. Hey. You're a goon. You may not believe it, you may not want to say it, but I'm sorry. You're watching this video, you made it to this point, you're a goon. So by default, you gotta do the goon things. Hey, just like the poltergeist, just like everything else that basically can just happen in your timeline, just something that you think about and then boom, now you got a poltergeist. Well, now you got a goon, so you gotta do the goon things. What are the goon things? You gotta basically interact with the video and watch the video 50% of the way through for this video and a future video. Can you do that? Can you help us and do these interactions so that way we can find other goons because the algorithm's gonna propel this video because you did the interactions because you're a goon? Okay, that's all. Hey, don't worry about the poltergeist stuff. We're gonna bless you. Don't worry. All right, let's keep it going.
Do you have your phone with you by chance?
Yes, I do.
I want you to do an exercise on camera with me, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Open up settings. We can't help the Android people that are watching, but you want color inversion.
Yeah, settings.
Click on accessibility.
Okay.
And then click display and text. And then scroll down to classic invert. Do you have now open your camera.
Ooh, trippy.
Michael, yeah, I look
trippy,
crazy.
Man.
Look at the shroud, and you're going to see what Secondo Pia saw. Look at the face of the shroud right here.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm gonna take a picture.
And you can trace the entire body. You're going to go down to the crown. You can go to the face, the chest, but go down to the nail prints and the wrist. You'll see the abrasions on the arm. You're seeing what Secondo Pia saw in 1898 in the dark room, where his two exposures took 14 minutes and 20 minutes on glass plates, and he never more appropriately, Michael, uttered the following three words when he saw the face: "Oh my God."
Not in vain. Wow.
So you're seeing what you believe is the negative, Michael, but it's really the photo positive.
Right.
And I want you to look at the face.
Because you can just see, I mean...
May I?
Please, yeah.
Do you see the hair?
Am I going to see your skeleton?
Yes. Do you see the hair?
Yeah.
This is really cool. Revelation chapter 1, verse 14 says that Jesus' hair is white like wool. And the resurrected man of the shroud has white hair, just like Revelation chapter 1 says, Jesus in all his glory. You can do this with your boys. If you see the shroud, even on the computer screen, you could invert their tablets if they have one, and you can have them see this. And by the way, while you have it in classic invert, and it's color inversion for the Androids, you can see the back, you can see the abrasions on the shoulders that go at a diagonal shape down to the left shoulder. You can see all the whipping. The blood really pops out, especially the post-mortem blood. And again, you're seeing it. It's like you have X-ray vision right now. And this is the powerful part that kicked off modern scientific exploration of the shroud. You say, JJ, when did the research begin? It began with Secondo Pia in 1898 when this photo came out. And then more higher resolution for their time, the Henri 1930s photos came out, and that's what C.S. Lewis has in his bedroom.
Whoa, this is crazy. I've never seen this much of a deep dive into how the shroud can be pictured. I've never even seen this like inverted filters done so well, like real time. Like I've seen the inverted filter images, but I never believed. But this is wild. So what are they trying to insinuate? Who was this person that the shroud covered? Is it a religious person, or was it just like a regular old dude? I have many questions. I haven't done the research. Goons, let me know. What are they trying to insinuate? Was the shroud just covering a religious deity of sorts, or is this just like an old dude that they just uncovered and that's what? I don't know. You guys tell me. It's your timeline. You tell me what it is.
A post by Kris Jenner in October may have revealed that Kim Kardashian was the mystery buyer of a $5 million Basquiat painting. Just look at Kim's home here. This is the full picture of it. It was bought in 2017 at Christie's. And if you look at who owns Christie's, you'll find it's the same people behind Balenciaga. You're going to start to see how everything is connected. Christie's sells some very interesting artwork, including stuff by Jake and Dino's Chapman, and here's one of their pieces of artwork, probably one of the only ones that I can even show on here. MK was actually also in a bidding war with Tom Brady over a George Condo piece for $2 million. If his name sounds familiar, he's the one who created those private invitations for the A-list only all-white party last year. Now, Brady's also a big Basquiat fan. Just look at the background of his home here. I also once noticed an interesting Basquiat painting in Ellen's home. You might remember this video, but she posted this during COVID. And isn't it strange that her shirt matches the painting that I showed you earlier? But as the camera pans over, you can see in the background of her home the Basquiat painting, and this one in particular says Evil Thoughts, but you'll start to learn she has quite a few of these. This one in particular has interesting letters on it, similar to what you would see in the work of Marina Abramovich. And then Ellen once posted this picture of her cutting her own mother's hair on Instagram. And if you look above this picture, you can see another Basquiat painting, and this one just seems off.
No, I mean, how much could these paintings be that all these celebrities, are these paintings doing something else? Are they like protection spells for them or something? I feel like there's something else going on here, because every celebrity seems to have some say or know about these paintings, or they acquire them, or their attire has these depictions, and it's like, dude, how? What's happening? Is it like the witches thing where everyone's just, who's that famous witch that they all go see and then she does the things? She's dating that model. That fashion designer. Oh my God, that kills me. All right, interesting. I guess time will only tell. Oh wait, time already told. Ellen's already escaped. She's ran away, so probably there's some truths to this.
NASA shares a picture of a planetary nebula which closely resembles an eye. Hold on, look at this shit real quick, y'all. Now, I know that y'all remember that post that I was talking about, the different type of angels and shit like that, yo. Does that eye not resemble a seraphim angel that's at the top of this photo, yo? Now, the last time it was talking to us about Dyson spheres, a Dyson sphere looked exactly like the throne's angel. Let me show you real quick. This is what scientists say that a Dyson sphere looked like. Do y'all see that shit? Now, hold on. Does that not resemble that? And then this resembled his eye, bro. It looks exactly just like what we just saw. So this leaves me thinking, y'all, why do y'all think that they do a lot of this shit right here? I've been feeling like there's things really going on up there that they're just not trying to tell us, and that's why they keep trying to put out these photos and pictures. Look how fast the moon is moving. I really think that there's something going on up there in the skies, y'all. Wait!
Yo, I have no idea. I'm a big believer of the firmament and round earth, so it's both in my timeline. You stop it. 100% it could be. There could be eyes out there, or these could be like weird stars and all kinds of weird like lights, the way that they depict the stars now. Yeah, it don't even look like a round circle anymore. All the stars are like moving and look like they're underwater or something above the firmament somehow. Yeah, that probably could be. Hey, they even told us back in the day that, like, hey, we think we found a Dyson sphere, and now that's all been covered up, so we don't know. We don't know. Are there already tech out there that they've already experienced the Dyson sphere and we just need to identify, or are we trying to make our own version of it here? Or is this something that already exists and that's what's powering our entire thing and we just need to figure it out because we're not actually looking at the sun and it's in fact a Dyson sphere of a sun? I have many questions. I don't know. But hey, if it's not Dyson spheres, I guess they're angels, and then that means we're surrounded by angels. That sounds pretty good.
You're wearing a belt. Is that belt from leather or is that an artificial?
Yeah, it's vegan leather, yeah.
Okay, but it's leather.
Yeah, it's not someone's skin.
So it's actually an artificial product?
Yes.
That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah, no one was shot in the head for my belt. Vegan leather, so it's a synthetic material and no one was shot in the head.
So that bit of synthetic material you've got, that produced as much CO2 as driving my car from here to Darwin.
Can I see the scientific resource?
Go to WHO, the United Nations WHO website. That will actually show you that for every 500 grams of synthetic material created, it produces as much CO2 as driving 2,000 kilometers.
Bro, I have a feeling that belt is more than 500 grams. She don't even know, and she's already polluting. She don't even know. Here she is trying to be all snobby and going like, I'm the better person. I don't eat animals. You stop it. You're eating vegetables. They also get hurt when you cut them down, all right? They make a noise. It doesn't make you any better. No, there's no winning. There's no winning. I try to tell people that you can have a healthy vegetarian lifestyle. I come from literally a place that does. India has a lot of vegetarians and they thrive and they live a very long time. So don't just believe everything that you see online. Do your own research. Hey, is vegetarian right for you? Is vegan right for you? That's on you. But when it comes to vegan leather and all this synthetic material, that probably can be avoided. Hey, just stick with the organic, stick with the original. You don't need no synthetic, no artificial. You just need that natural. What
does it mean if a crow is following you?
When I see crows are very intelligent beings, but I do believe that crows have the ability to talk to the spirit world. They have the ability to talk to the other side. So when you see a crow, it's very possible that something from the other side is trying to send a message through the crow. It is what it is.
I'm a big believer in crows being connected to the spiritual realm. When I've gone through life events, I have seen crows, and specifically, I relate them to my past ones and loved ones because I'm like, yo, this is a thing. Even my religion says like the crow is a depiction of people that have passed and stuff. But that's my religion. For you, it can be whatever you want. It could just be a crow. Hey, it's your timeline. Yeah, man, I've seen so many crows. Even when Cammy was born, I saw 3 crows. Even when Kyra was born, I saw 3 crows.
How about Mercury? Mercury is supposed to be hot enough to melt lead. The basic misunderstanding that we all are infused with by NASA is the sun is hot. It's not hot. It may look hot, but it doesn't broadcast any heat. You'll remember when the first astronauts went up, that they made a great point of saying that they had to rotate the vehicles, the modules, to keep from burning up, so that you didn't get to, actually, there is no heat coming from the sun, so you'll notice that nobody had to rotate. The International Space Station doesn't have to rotate because there's no heat from the sun. What there is coming from the sun is an electromagnetic wave, and this wave is changed from it goes through our atmosphere, and our atmosphere changes the temperature of the atmosphere inside the Earth. Mm-hmm. So Mercury is supposed to be hot enough to melt lead. No, it's about the same temperature as here because their atmosphere modifies the electromagnetic wave that comes out of the sun. With Pluto, we're told it's cold enough to raise an Eskimo. It's not. It's the same temperature as here because it modifies the electromagnetic wave to create the proper temperature on the planet, and it's the same with all the planets.
And they have to have this atmosphere, of course, for it to be like that.
Right.
Wait, so then that would insinuate that all these planets did have atmospheres or do have atmospheres if there's no heat being locked in or dissipated. I'm not sure. Bro, can we get a thermometer out there? Can we start measuring? Oh, wait, then we gotta trust an agency to, like, say that they sent something up there and these are the temperatures. I ain't gonna believe that. You stop it. We're gonna need those goon suits and that goon space craft, and we're gonna go figure out the temperatures everywhere. We'll probably have to figure out how much Kelvin your Uranus is and how much Saturn is and how much Jupiter is. Pluto, Ceres, I also want to stop there. They said it's an asteroid planet that has lights. That's what Billy told me. I also want to stop there. When are we gonna get the goon spacecraft? That's all I want to know. With the goon suits.
Everybody knows in dentistry that a root canal is full of bacteria. I had a root canal recently removed, and once they did the DNA biopsy on the tooth, they found 20 different types of parasites growing and living inside of my jaw, which is absolutely horrendous. And obviously the dentist isn't going to tell you that. And many times the dentists don't know themselves. So stay away from fluoride, and now stay away from root canals.
Oh yeah, I did hear that they're trying to push the fluoride thing now. It's like a real thing. So we'll see. I mean, so what? Everything should be less now, right? People are going to be smarter now because it's not in the water. People are going to be more resilient and their pineal glands are going to wake up and everyone's got the third eye awakened now because it's not in the water. What do we do? Well, what's this mean? Are you going to stop getting a root canal and just be in pain now? You stop it. Just get to do what makes sense for you. Hey, figure it out with your care provider.
Russian scientists may have figured out exactly where our soul goes after death. Scientists have been studying death for decades, but they've never been able to go beyond what happens to the physical body after death, like if we have a soul or not. According to Russian scientists, they say we do have a soul, and they've figured out how to track it after we pass away. This bold claim comes from Russia's biggest tech giant, Vlad Tech. They've spent the last 10 years developing an interface that ties to the brain that can embed code in every atom of your being. Referred to this code as SIC code, or Soul Identification Code. And they say they can track it after you die. How it works is it actually detects your frequency, or the electricity you give off after you pass away, your essence, or your aura. And they were able to put this to the test over the last couple days because their first guinea pig for the experiment passed away, and the results were astounding. Immediately upon passing, they were able to monitor his soul leaving the body, but then it almost instantly disappeared off the radar. The scientists attributed this to the fact that the soul was traveling faster than the speed of light, so they lost track of it and weren't able to monitor it. This went on for about an hour. Then they refreshed their computers, and there it was. It was showing 1 billion light years away. Back in 2024, the James Webb Telescope discovered a galaxy referred to as JZ140, also known as JADES GSZ140. It was located as part of the Advanced Deep Extragalactic Survey, the JADES program. What's baffling about all this is that's exactly where they tracked the soul to. Literally billions of light years away. Now, why there? Your guess is as good as mine. Is that where we go when we die? Is that heaven? Those are the questions being asked all over the internet right now. But only time will tell. And these claims haven't necessarily been substantiated, but it's looking like they may have cracked the code to figuring out where our souls go and whether we have them or not, period. If this turns out to be true, this changes mankind as we know it. Imagine being able to track the soul after death. Absolutely amazing. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. Did they really make this discovery? And if so, what does it mean?
Well, I'm not sure if they really made the discovery or not, but this feels like things that we've seen in other videos where they've said that at the time of passing, they were able to measure the amount of weight that is dissipated once you pass, and they're like, hey, your soul weighs this much. And they've even tried to tell us that, hey, at the time of passing, that you will live all your entire life in the last 7 minutes of that passing event. So it's hard to say, hey, did they actually find it? Did they find heaven out there in the astros, in the cosmos there? I'm not sure. Only time will tell. When it finally happens for us, we'll also see, hey, are we in next to us in some kind of crazy weird galaxy? Are you hitting the like button in the galaxy? Or do we even have like buttons in this galaxy? How does it work? I have many questions. Maybe there's like a light light like button that you gotta hit, and you just like watch the light, and then boom.
This footage reveals a figure believed to be a man whose birth records date back to the early 1800s. Could he really be 171 years old? Watch this.
I've actually seen both of these regular videos. I believe like they were 117 and 115 or something. They were definitely over the age of 100. And I believe they're like, they're past now, but this is definitely, I believe, authentic people that did exist. And we have documented that, hey, we can. If your body is able to get there, this is basically what you could be as well. Hey, just skin and bones.
Clothes we buy are no longer cotton. We buy polyester now. If you did a little research, you would begin to realize that natural fibers are good for the body. When you wear polyesters next to your skin, your body doesn't like that. Well, just because you don't break out in rickets or rashes or whatever from wearing polyester, you don't think about it because you've been doing it all your life. You're going to continue to do it. Try to avoid them. It's not always possible not to wear polyester. I do it too, but I try to make sure that I wear, merino wool is good next to your body. Cotton is good. But even they've already played havoc with cotton because they're picking the cotton plants. What I'm trying to say is try to become more conscious. It's not a big-time job. Just every day you learn a little bit.
At this point, I think it's just better off being naked and afraid because, like, dude, all these clothes are just out to, like, make me less and put negative things into me. So, I am still a fan of polyester. I actually go towards polyester because I have hyperhidrosis and it is the most breathable fabric for me. I have noticed no negative effects. I've heard many people say it. They have all these things happen to them. For me, it is not like that. So I guess it depends on your timeline and your experience. If polyester works for you, let it work. If it doesn't, it's your timeline. You make something else work. I hear linen, cotton, literally all the things that raise the frequencies are better than polyester. But hey, are you going to wear any clothes or are you not going to wear any clothes at all? Hey, these are the real questions.
Was the CIA's notorious mind control program designed to wipe memories?
For those that don't pay attention, you might never notice that every single time an actor, musician, or anyone related from Hollywood is about to become more famous or move up the ladder, they always seem to reappear with bleached blonde hair. There is no way this is just a coincidence. I have never met any man or groups of men who wish to dye their hair bleach. Blonde, it just doesn't happen. How far does MK Ultra go? Memory suppression.
It's been...
You have a release date.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, The memory erasure. They erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but...
Give me a date.
You know what? I'll have to go back to the clinic and see if they can restore my memory. Brighter Days memory erasure treatment.
So you probably ask yourself, why would someone as rich and famous and Ariana Grande want her memory surpassed?
I'm sorry. I guess they were trying to do all that audio to not get it copyrighted. Bleach blonde hair basically means they've cloned you and they replaced you. That's what they're insinuating. I've heard this theory before, so this is the MK Ultra theory. Okay, cool. Hey, my hair is probably always going to be black and maybe gray, so I hope I don't have to get replaced, and if they do, I ain't going to change. I haven't changed my hair color in so many years. Why would I change it now? I don't need anything. I'm okay with the way it is. Remember that natural? I'm going with the natural, right? I don't need no artificial. I'm going with the natural and organic hair. Oh, man, that is crazy. But we know it does happen. We know that Kanye's been replaced, and this new one is even off the deep end that the previous one wasn't even anywhere close to. This new one We don't even understand the things he writes on Twitter. Hey, guess what? You made it to the end. Hey. I know, this one was a little mixed bag of sorts. Hey, the For You page is getting quite interesting recently, so we'll power through it. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying it as well. Hey, listen, there should be videos on the screen right now. Click on either one of them to continue the Goon Fix. The one in the middle, you can subscribe. I will see you guys next time. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Wake up.